Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please give your confirmations on the chat box, please. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you all. Thank you all for your confirmations. Thank you all for the confirmations. Okay. So what is our plan for today? As we all know, the prerequisite for DevOps, is Linux. And that's the reason we have created a Linux machine on AWS Cloud. I hope you remember. I already have logged into AWS Cloud. And this is the Linux machine. DevOps 6am. This is the Linux machine which we have created. The machine is in stop state. Let's start the machine. Let us start the machine. We can see the machine is pending, and after 1 minute, within a minute, the machine will be in running state. In less than a minute, the machine will be in running state. We'll be connecting to the machine and making ourselves comfortable with the Linux environment. We start with learning how to create a file, how to remove a file, how to create a directory. How can we remove a particular directory? How can we navigate between directories? We'll be creating these kind of nested directories D1, D2, D3, D4. We'll compare RMDAR with RM-R, listing files, listing all the files. What happens when a file name starts with dot? How to see hidden files, create a hidden directory. Combination of listing options. How can we copy files? So we are making ourselves comfortable with the Linux environments. Okay, so this is our plan for today. As usual, before moving on, let's have interaction with one of the participants, Mr. Bhargav. Yes, Bhargav. We cannot hear you, Bhargav. Please check your mic settings.
Yeah, there was an echo before. Now it got sorted out. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So this is our plan for today. So let's get started with the basics of Linux. So as you can see, the machine is running. Once the machine is running, how can we connect to that particular machine? How can we connect to that particular machine? So you can connect to the particular machine using the SSH command. Isn't it? So how do you get the SSH command? So click on the machine, click on connect, and under SSH client, you need to go to SSH client. Under SSH client, you can see this is the SSH command which helps you to connect to that. This is the SSH command which helps you to connect to that particular Linux machine. Copy the SSH command. So I'm pasting it in the notepad just for your reference. And remember, this SSH command needs key pair. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Where did we download the key pair? Do you remember? I think in desktop. DevOps 6am. Can you see this is a folder in the desktop? In this particular desktop, the key pair is available. Right click on this particular folder. Open the terminal. We have learned this, participants. We already have learned this. What do you open the terminal? What's our terminal? What's our terminal? Yes, you are right. Our terminal is git bash. I'm opening the terminal. Open git bash. And then here run the SSH command, which helps you to get connected to that particular Linux machine. SSH command is ready with us. Copying the SSH command. Are you sure? Yes, I'm done with connecting to the Linux machine. So any questions till now? Any questions in creating an EC2 machine about key pair, connecting to the EC2 machine, terminal? I hope I'm very clear. Your question, please, Naveen.
Yeah, why are you going to that downloads directory? Can't we open this git bash from the search button, and can we go to CD downloads or something like that?
Where are we going to downloads directory?
Can't we use CD?
No. What? I'm not going to downloads directory.
So here you are doing a right click and you are opening Git
Correct,
bash, right?
correct.
So instead of that, why don't we
This
go
is
to
not
search button?
downloads. This is not downloads. This is in desktop DevOps 6am folder, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, but
Mhm.
can't we go to search and
You can do that.
type Git bash?
Let's say for example, in the search, I'm typing Git bash. You're talking about this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So perfect. Okay. So
We can use CD, right? CD that directly that
correct.
path.
You can go to CD and get to that particular path. Anyways, it is fine. Anything is fine. CD, go to that particular path. Not sure. I think it does not works like putty. Okay. But you can go to that particular location, whichever you want, and then finally run the SSH command. Okay. Finally, the terminal should point out to the location where the key pair is available. Okay, Naveen?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Priyanka, your question.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you just repeat the starting, like after copying the SSH command, if we have done something, no?
Okay.
Because of network issue, I have just missed.
No, so what we are planning to, what is our plan? Our plan is to connect to the Linux machine, isn't it, Priyanka?
Yes. Hi, yes, sir.
So if you want to connect to the Linux machine, you need the SSH command, and we already have the SSH command ready with you, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so where should we run this SSH command? Can you answer? Where should we run this SSH command? This SSH command we have to run it in
Terminal.
terminal. What is our terminal? What is the name of the terminal?
Git bash terminal.
Git bash is the
Yesterday we have
terminal.
installed.
Yes. So using that Git bash terminal, I will be connecting to the Linux machine. I'll be showing you. Let me close this. I open the terminal. Where should we open the terminal?
In the Git bash.
Where should we open the terminal? The terminal should be opened from a location where the PEM file is available. Am I right?
Huh.
So where is the PEM file is available? In our case, the PEM file is available
In the desktop.
In the desktop, there is a folder called DevOps 6am. Here is the location where the PEM file is available. Right click. Open the terminal. Now your terminal is pointing to now pointing to desktop DevOps 6am. Now here,
Okay.
copy the SSH command. Copy the SSH command. Like the terminal is not responding. Can you hear me, Priyanka?
Sir, I'm
Okay.
hearing you.
So terminal is not responding. 1 minute.
We can close and we can open it, right?
Yeah, it's closed now. I open one more terminal. Terminal is ready. Copy the SSH command. Paste the SSH command, press enter. Now you will be, it will ask you for the first time, are you sure you want to connect? Please type yes. Now you will be connected. Okay.
Okay, done.
Perfect. So you can, this is the proof that we are connected to the Linux machine.
Okay, it is the system public ID.
IP
right?
address. IP address.
Okay, done.
This is the private IP address of the EC2 machine. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So always we should connect with the from where we
Have the key pair.
where we have showed the keypad, right?
Correct.
Okay.
If you try from other location, it will not work. Okay.
Okay, done. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ravi Petty.
Yes, good morning, Sunil. Hi.
Good morning, Ravi.
Yeah, so one doubt actually. So why we use the only Git bash terminal only? Why we cannot use a putty?
You can also use it. I just want to make yourself comfortable with Git bash because all of us already know So git bash is also one comfortable terminal. Any terminal is fine. That does not make any difference.
So any specific for in the git bash and any options is
No
more
specific
actually?
advantage. No specific advantage. I want to introduce you one more terminal called git bash. That's all.
That's it. Okay.
Okay. So whatever we are learning in git bash, it also equally works with putty also.
Putty also. Okay.
Okay, Ravi?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
How are you, Dhananjaya? I can see your hand raised, Dhananjaya. You are now allowed to unmute. Murugesan. Murugesan, your question, please.
Hi, sir. Actually, how can I download the .pm file again from AWS? I'm getting permission denied in my system. So looks like I have created couple of keepers.
Mhm. Okay, so do you know the concept of AMI, Amazon Machine Image?
No, not yet.
Okay, so this particular machine, you have to go to images and create an
Okay.
image of the EC2 machine. Once the image is created, that image will be available under the images. Okay, and then using that image again, you have to recreate the EC2 machine. And when you're recreating the EC2 machine, you'll get it will be prompted you to create a new line expression. That's how it will helping you. Okay.
Okay.
Stop
Thank
that. Better to create a new EC2 machine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So as we are connected to Linux machine, let's get started making ourselves comfortable with the basics of Linux. I want to create a file. Very, very important. Look at this. I want to create a file with the name F1. What is the name of the file? I want to create a file with the name F1. Okay. So whenever you want to create a file, participants, whenever you want to create a file, we have a command called cat, which helps you to, we have a command called cat command, which helps you to create a file. The syntax is cat, mention the greater than symbol and mention the file name which you want to create. F1 is the name of the file which I want to create. Once the file gets created, write some contents into the file. So because file is used to save some contents. Once you are done with saving the contents, then you have to come out to the cat command by using Control D. Control D is a key sequence which you have to follow to come out to the cat command. This is how you can create files in Linux. Let us get started. Cat greater than, mention the file name what you want to create. F1 is the name of the file. Observe what happens. File gets created and control will enter into the file. Right now you are inside the file. You are not getting an IP address. You are not getting a dollar prompt. Now you are inside the file. Write the contents. Good morning. Welcome to the DevOps. Thank you. So this is the 3 lines of content which I want to create in my file. How to come out of the cat command. I want the dollar prompt back. How to come out of the back cat command. As I told you, we have a command called Control D, which helps you to come out of the cat command. I use Control D. I'm out from the cat command back to my command prompt. Perfect. And let's to see list of all the files. Did we create the file F1? So I am clear in explaining you. I have clearly explained you how to create a file. Let's say I want to create a file with the name one more file f2. Can I do it? I want to create a file f2. Can I do it? Yes, cat greater than mention the file you want to create f2. So write some contents. So whatever the contents you want, write some contents into the file. And how do you come out to the cat command? Control D to come out to the cat command. ls to list of all the files. How many files you have created? 2 files you have created, f1 as well as f2. So this is how you can create a file in Linux. This is how you can create a file in Linux. Okay. Perfect. If you want to read the information, if you want to read the information, clear is a command which helps you to clear the screen. ls to see list of all the files. Files are created. Now you want to read the information present in a particular file. So you have some content, right? F1 is a file which is having some 3 lines of content. If you want to see that particular content, there is something called welcome to DevOps, good morning. If you want to read the information present in the file, we have a command called cat. The command is the same. The command is the same, no difference. But don't use greater than symbol. We have to use greater than symbol only when you're creating a file. But your plan is to not to create a file. You want to just read the information in the file. So just use cat F1, which will print the information in the file. Which will help you to print the information in the file. Got it? Perfect. So in the same way, if you want to read the information, cat F2. You can see this is the information where you can read it. Got it? So like this, you can. Now you know how to create a file, not only creating the file, you also know how to see the information present in the file. Okay. Okay, next. Second approach. Second way to create a file. One way of creating the file, which you have just now observed, is cat command, which helps you to create a file. There is a second way to create a file, that is by using the touch command. We have a command called touch command, which helps you to create a file. For example, I want to create a file with the name f3. I want to create a file with the name f3. Yes, you can do that by using the command touch. That's it. This helps you to create a file. So look at this right now, how many files we have created. We have a command called ls. We have a command called ls, stands for list, will show you list of all the files we have created. We have created 2 files, f1 and f2. These 2 files, how did we create it? All these 2 files we have created by using the cat command. Now I want to create the files, no doubt, but not by using the cat command. I want to create a file by using the touch command. I want to create the files by using the touch command. Look at this, touch. Mention the name of the file you want to create, f3. So this helps you to create a file. Yes, file has been created, no doubt. ls, are you created? Did you create the file f3? Yes. Have you observed the difference? Have you observed the difference of creating the file by using the cat command and the difference of creating the file by using touch command? I hope you have observed. In cat command, when you create a file by using cat command, immediately control will enter into the file, and you are writing some contents into the file. Am I right? Control D to come out of the file. So that's how file creation happens. Whereas the experience in touch command is different. So the moment you create a file by using touch command, the file gets created immediately. Next second, your prompt is back. Now, immediately next second, your prompt is back. Okay, so that's the behavior of touch command. So this means you have to understand that touch command will help you to create an empty file. F3 is created, it's an empty file. There is no content in the file. So especially when you're dealing with DevOps, especially sometimes in few cases where you want to create a file, that's all. Okay, but later you want to open the file and edit it. But as of now, you want to just have a file to be created. So immediately within one single command, the file gets created. Similarly, I want to create one more command called one more file called f4, touch. F4, the file gets created. Perfect. So in 2 ways, if anybody asks you how can we create commands in, how can you create files in Linux, mention that there are 2 ways of creating files. One is by using the cat command, the other one is by using the touch command. Clear? Clear about this? Perfect. Now, how to remove a file? Okay, we have learned the process of creating the file. We have learned both the ways of creating the file by using the cat command. The other one is by using the touch command. How can we remove a file? If you want to remove a file, we have a command called rm. We have a command called rm. So rm command helps you to remove a file. For example, I want to remove the file f4. I want to remove a file F4. Yes, you can do that by using command rm, stands for remove. We have rm, we have to read it as remove and mention the file name which you want to remove. F4, the file has been removed. Now list. Previously, when you're looking at the list, you're getting 4 files. Now you are getting only 3 files. The 4th file is missing because you have removed it. In the same way, can I remove F2? rm F2. The file has been removed. ls. Now you have only 2 files, F1 and F3. So you now know how to create a file, my dear friends. You now know how to create a file. You also know the process of deleting a file also. Let's move to directory. Let's move to directory. Let's move to directory. Let's move to directory. I want to create a directory. I want to create a directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. In Windows, we have some folders, right? So we generally create folders, isn't it? For example, you can see this is one folder, DevOps 4 p.m., DevOps 5:30, DevOps 10:30, Python 6 a.m., Python 5:30 p.m. So like this, we have folders. Inside the folder, every folder will have some set of files, isn't it? Every folder will have set of files. So, but in Windows, it is called as folders, but in Linux, it is called as directories. I want to create a directory with the name. And the name of the directory which I want to create is D1. I want to create a directory with the name D1. How can we do that? We have a command called mkdir. Stands for make directory. We have a command called mkdir, stands for make directory, which helps you to create a directory. So mention the directory which you want to create D1. So this command will help you to create a directory. Look at this. Let's do that. Mkdir make directory and mention the directory name which you want to create D1. So the directory gets created. ls will show you not only files, it also shows you the directories. F1 and F3 are the files, but the directory is D1. ls is capable of not only showing the files, it will also show you the directories. You can see F1, F3 as well as D1. I'm done with creating a directory. I'm done with creating a directory. Okay, can I create one more directory D2? There's no doubt. mkdir D2 directory got created. And let's to see list of all the files. You can see D1, D2 are the directories, F1, F3 are the files. Perfect. Perfect. So we have learned the process of creating the directory also. Now, directory is nothing but a folder, right? We have created directory D1. We have also created directory called D2. Now my point is, inside D1, can I create a file with the name, let's say F10? Can I do it? My point is, can I create a file inside the directory? That is my point. Can I create a file inside the directory? Yes, directory is nothing but a folder. The purpose of the folder is we can create some files inside the folders in the same way. We can also create some files inside the directory D1. So I want to create a file F10 under D1. Can you do it? Yes. You can definitely create a file inside the directory. But before that, I also want to discuss you for a few more important points. We have a command called pwd. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory.
So there are 1 to 3 small.
Few network issues at my location. Can you hear me? Please respond in the chat box. Network issue at my location. Can you hear me? Please respond in chat. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Perfect. The connection has been lost because of network issues at my location. So no doubt, no problem. We have an SSH command ready with us. Select the machine, click on connect. You will have the go to SSH client and you will have the SSH command. Copy the SSH command. Paste. Connected. Can you see here? We have connected ls to see list of all the files. We have created 2 files, F1 and F3, and we have created 2 directories, T1 and T2. Very good. My point is, can I create a file F10 inside the directory D1? That's my point. Can we do it? No doubt we can do it. No doubt we can do it. But before that, I just want to show you, we have a command called pwd. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, where it will show you the current path which you're pointing to. So right now you're pointing to /home/ubuntu. That's your current path. Okay, so whenever you want to know the current path in which you're working, we have a command called pwd. So right now you're pointing to /home/ubuntu. So ls is list of all the files. That means you are clear that we are very clear that all these 2 directories and 2 files which we have created are under /home/ubuntu. So D2, D1, F1, F3 are inside this particular path, the /home/ubuntu. Am I right? Now, you want to create a file not here, you want to create a file inside D1. So when you want to create a file inside D1, we have a command called cd, stands for change directory. You need to change to D1. You need to enter into D1. Change directory, which helps you to move to a particular directory, whichever you want. I want to change to D1. So let me change to D1. CD is a command which helps you to, stands for change directory. CD is a command, stands for change directory, which helps you to change to a specific directory. Yes, now I'm changing to D1. I already have successfully moved to D1. If you want to confirm, we have a command called pwd. Previously, you are in /home/ubuntu. Right now, /home/ubuntu. Now you are inside D1. Now, as you are inside the D1, now you can create a file F10 inside it. You can create it by using the cat command. You can also create it by using the touch command. I'll be creating it by using the touch command. F10, the file gets created. Yes, now the directory is having 1 file, F10. Perfect. Okay. Now, right now you're pointing to /home/ubuntu D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent is home. For home, the parent is root. Okay. Now, if you want to go to immediate parent directory, when you want to go to immediate parent directory, we have a command called cd /, which helps you to go back to immediate parent directory. Pwd, print working directory. From D1, I'm jumping back to Ubuntu. So my difference, what I have done, I have created a now let's to see list of all the files. We have two directories, D1 and D2, but the point is, remember that we have a file F10 which is under D1 created. Okay, so you now know how to create directories, and you also know how can you navigate from one directory to other directory. We have a command called cd, stands for change directory, and you also know a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, which helps you to know the current path in which you're working, isn't it? I want to remove the directory. We have learned the process of creating the files and deleting the files. Similarly, we should be comfortable creating the directories as well as removing the directories. We have learned how can we create a directory by using the command called mkdir, stands for make directory, which helps you to create a directory. But I want to remove the directory. Whenever you want to remove a directory, we have a command called rmdir, stands for remove directory. We have a command called make directory, which helps you to create a directory, and remove directory, which helps you to remove directory. I want to remove directory D2. So the command is rmdir D2, which helps you to remove directory. Let's try. Remove directory D2. The directory has been removed. ls to see list of all the files. So do you have D2? No, no more available D2. It is, we have only D1 and 2 files. D2 has been successfully removed. So this is a command which helps you to remove directory. Similarly, Like how we have removed D2, similar, like how you have removed D2, similarly, can I remove D1? No doubt, you can easily do it. RMDIR, follow the directory which name you want to remove, D1, which helps you to remove the directory. Okay. But interesting point, participants, interesting points. Interesting point is that this command will fail. The point what you have to understand that this command will fail. Okay. So let's try. RMDIR stands for remove directory and mention the directory you want to remove. D1 is the directory which you want to remove. D1 is the directory which you want to remove. So participants, please have a look at this. This command will fail and observe the result. Failed to remove directory D1 because it also gives you the reason the directory is not empty. Directory is not empty. Now it is very obvious. Now your obvious is that remove directory will be successful only when the directory is empty. It is successful only when the directory is empty. Coming to D2, yes, I'm back. List of all the files. We have created we have right up as of now we have one directory and couple of files, and we have tried to remove the directory RMDIR D1 and it has been failed, it is unable to remove the directory. So RMDIR works, participants, my dear participants, RMDIR works only when the directory is empty. D2 was empty, but remember D1 was not empty. We have created a file inside the D1, isn't it? We have created a file F1. So that's the reason. If a directory is not empty, the RMDIR will fail. Even though directory is having some set of files, but still you want to remove that particular directory, we have a command called rm-r and mention the directory name you want to remove. So this will command will help you to remove directory, even though your directory is having 100 files or your directory is having some nested directories, doesn't matter. But when you use rm-r, R stands for recursive. -r stands for recursive. So what happens when you use recursive option? First, the files will be deleted, which are there in the directory, and finally the directory will also be deleted. So everything will be deleted, irrespective of whether you have files or not. So look at this. We have one directory, and I want to remove this particular D1. So using recursive option -r and D1, so which helps you to remove directory. Now you are left out with only two files, F1 and F2. So you are now, participants, you are now comfortable with creating a directory and removing the directory and how to go to previous directory. We have a command called cd double dot which helps you to remove a directory. Any questions? Ramakrishna.
Hi, Sunil. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do we require, PPK file while connecting putty in real time?
Yes, putty private key is required.
No, in real time also?
Yes. Yes, it is required. That's for security reasons. Okay. Julius.
Yeah, thank you, Sunil. When we create a file with the touch command, we don't get inside the file directly like when we create it with the cat command.
You are right.
But when we create with the cat command, we can write directly in the file whatever content we want the file to contain. Now, how do we write in a file that is created with the touch command?
Good question. So when you create a file by using touch command, let's say I'm creating a file with the name F3, the file gets created as an empty file. Once the file is empty, now later you want to write some contents into the file, you need an editor, Julius. So in Linux, we have an editor called VI. Okay. We have an editor, Julius, that is called as VI editor, stands for visual editor. So we open this file, which we already have created using this editor, and then we can edit some contents. We can write some lines into the file. I'll be showing you the VI editor in the coming class. Okay.
Yep.
Am I clear?
Correct.
Thank you. Pragnesh Dimmer.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my one question. If by mistake I have deleted a .pm file from my local system, then how we can recover
As
it?
I have told you in the beginning, we have to create an AMI of the EC2 machine. Using the AMI, we have to recreate the EC2 machine. Okay. So that's how you can recover the key pair.
Okay. Thank you.
Please drop your hand once you're done with your question, Dhananjay.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's my two questions. One is after VA, we can insert the other documents here, right? Like copy paste also we can do, I think so.
Yes, we can do that. Everything is done. Is possible
Yeah,
by using
and
the VI editor.
yeah, and second things like D1, F1, F3 files, what we are seeing, can it be shown like in a directory, like date wise or something like that? Because
Yes.
we can't know, right? How
As
when we
of
created.
now, you are able to see only the list of files and directories. But you want more information about the date and time, the file size,
Yep.
the permissions of the file, isn't it? That is by
Yeah,
using long list. We'll see that in the coming commands. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Vinay Kumar.
So, can we create any specific extension files?
In
In the
Linux, there
Linux,
is no
like-
concept of file extension. Okay. So let's say if you create a file with the name, if you create a file with the name f4.doc, in Windows, the doc stands for document, isn't it? Whereas in Linux, even though you mention .doc or it doesn't mention it, everything is considered as file name. There are no extensions in Linux. Okay.
Suppose even if we enter .php, .exe files also, we can directly create without giving any extension. Will it be accept?
Yes, you can create it, but in case if you install PHP in your Linux machine and you want that particular file to be considered as a web page, in that case, that extension makes difference. Okay. Otherwise not.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I want to perform this action to make ourselves comfortable with the navigation of Linux. Now, what I want to do, I want to create a directory D1. Inside D1, I want to create D2. Inside D2, I want to create D3. Inside D3, we want to create D4. This is what the navigation which I want to do. Can I create a directory inside the directory? Yes, no doubt you can do it. So let's quickly do that. So let's quickly do that. You can see here, let me clear the screen. We have a command called clear, which helps you to clear the screen. PWD will show you the current working directory. Right now you're in /home/ubuntu. ls2c list of all the files we have F1 and F3. But what I want to do is to create this directory structure. Can we easily do it? Yes, no doubt. The first command is to create a directory. mkdir d1 directory created. Now you need to create a directory D2. But D2 is not in Ubuntu /home/Ubuntu. You want to create D2 inside D1. So first you have to change to D1. So we have a command called cd, which helps you to point to a particular directory, whichever you want. I want to point to D1. Right now you are now pointing to D1. You are pointing to /home/Ubuntu. Inside Ubuntu, you are inside the directory D1. Now here I will create one more directory, mkdir D2 cd D2. mkdir D3. I hope it is very simple. Change to D3, mkdir D4, cd. Perfect. If you want to confirm PWD print working directory, you are in /home/Ubuntu, and you are inside D1. Inside D1, you have D2. Inside D2, you have created D3. D3, you have created D4. Okay. Now for D4 directory, the immediate parent directory is D3. For D3, the parent is D2. For D2, the parent is D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent is home. Now you can directly go to immediate parent directory by using cd double dot. I have shown you. But if you want to jump directly to /home/Ubuntu, you can go to any path whichever you want. I want directly jump to /home/Ubuntu. So cd right from the root /home/Ubuntu. Right now you can see I have directly jumped from D4 to /home/Ubuntu. So using the cd, you can navigate to any directory whichever you want. Okay, so start from root, you can navigate to any directory, and that's how you can create the files inside directories inside the directories. Okay, perfect. So we have discussed about rmdir and rm-r long list, very important. ls to see list of all the files as well as directories. As one of the participants asked, I want to get more information about the file. I want to get more information about the file or a directory. So whenever you want to go more information about like file size or date and time when the file has been created, who is the owner of the file. Files and directories will have some permissions. If you want to look at those permissions, all this information, you will get it by using an option ls-l stands for long list. Long listing will provide you more information. You get same files, 2 files and directories. Look at this ls-l. Are you getting the same information? We have 2 files, f1, f3, and we have directory d1. Yes, you have the same information, but are you getting additional information? So all this additional information you'll get it by using the option ls-l. Got it? L stands for long list. So look at the result. When you use long list option, you get metadata information like date and time. Can you see date and time when the file has been created? The 0 is a file size. It's an empty file. F3 we have created by using touch command. Am I right? So it's an empty file. F1 we have created. So that's the reason it's having 553 bytes, and directory by default is 4096. So you can see the size. This is the owner of the file. This is the group what the file belongs to. We'll discuss about group later. And these are the file permissions. By default, every file will have read, write, read. So these are file permissions, and these are all directory permissions. My dear participants, not only looking at the list of information, list of files, are you getting more information about the file size, file permissions, date and time? Isn't it, Ramakrishna? All this you are able to do it when you use the option long list.
Yes.
Yes, any question?
It's regarding, so there is permissions, right? R hyphen RW and what are those?
We'll discuss about the permissions. Okay. As a level, we will be discussing about understanding the permissions, and we will also learn how can we change the permissions if required.
Yeah. And one more question is, if we have created our folders within the folders, right, up to D4.
Yes.
So if I want to remove the directly to D1, so with a single command, can I delete the D1?
rm-r recursive, it deletes the directories as well as the corresponding, and finally it ends up with deleting the directory. Okay.
Okay. Irrespective of how many inner folds are there, it will delete.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Norris.
Yes, sir.
Your question, please.
Okay, I just wanted to ask if it's possible to use the ll command instead of the ls-l.
What is the command you want to use?
ll for long listing.
You can see you're getting the results. Okay. But ls will show you only the files which you have created. LL will show you not only files which you have created, the default files also in that particular location. Okay. We'll see that in the coming sessions also. Okay. Perfect. Now, so now you are in a position to get more information by using ls-l. Yes, you're getting more information about the files and directories. So these are the permissions. We'll learn more about what is permissions, what is X, what is read, and you have now the information about date and time, size, and all those. Okay. Now, what happens when a file name starts with dot? what happens when a file name starts with dot? Let's experience it. So right now we have two files, F1 and F3. I want to create a file F4, but dot F4. Okay. What happens when a file name starts with dot? That's what our plan. So let's do that. Using the touch command, I am creating a file dot F4. File gets created. And ls to see list of all the files. Now we are getting F1 and F3, but is it F4 available? No. You have created a file successfully. You're not getting any error. File is successfully created, but you are unable to get the information in the file. This means the point you have to understand is that in Linux, when a file name starts with dot, in Linux, when a file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. It is a hidden file. So that is the reason listing option will not able to show you the hidden files. It will show you only the normal files. Similarly, mkdir, which helps you to create a directory, and create directory with the name .d7. So directory got created, and that directory will not be listed here. Because similar to like files, when a directory name starts with dot, it is a hidden directory. Okay, when a directory name starts with dot, it's a hidden directory. So when file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. When directory name starts with dot, it is a hidden directory. So that's how you can create hidden files and hidden directories in Linux. Now, if you want to see hidden files also, ls-a, ls will show you normal files. You want normal files, F1, F1, F3, as well as hidden files. Can you see hidden files dot F4 and dot D7? Are you able to get some hidden files also? So -a stands for all. -a stands for all, which will show you hidden files as well as normal files, as well as hidden files, as well as hidden directories also. Okay. So three listing options we have learned. The first listing option is ls to see list of all the files. ls-l to get more information about date and time, the size of the file. ls-a to get normal files as well as hidden files. We can use a combination ls-la, which will give you the complete information about each and every file, the date and time, the size of the file, the permissions of the file, of normal files as well as hidden files. ls-long list of all the files. You can see not only in our files, as it is also showing you the more information about, these are all hidden files, isn't it? As you have used a option hidden file, you're getting all the hidden files information about the more information about the hidden files. Okay. So you should be comfortable dealing with the listing files so that you can able to see the data what you want. So how to see hidden files? -a option is used to see hidden files. How to create a hidden directory? We have listed combination of listing options. Yes, we have used a combination. One option is L, one option is A. We have mixed the combination and we are able to list out the files of get more information about hidden files and hidden directories. Next, how to copy a file. Let's say we have a file F1. Okay, so what is the information in this file? Let's read that at F1. How can I edit this file? We'll see that using the editor, we can edit this file. Okay, so we have a file F1 and I want to copy this file. The source file is F1 and the destination is F7. Exactly, I want to create a copy, duplicate content in the file F7. Point number one, do you have F7 available? Anywhere, do you have F7? No. So doesn't make any difference. We have a command called cp, stands for copy. You have to mention the source and destination. Source is which file you want to copy. I want to copy from F1. And where do you want to copy? I want to copy to F7. Do you have F7 ready with you? No. File gets created and then the content is copied. Let's experience it. Copy, source F1, destination F7. Content is copied, ls. You can see the file 7 is available now. The file gets created. Now, if you see the information, cat F7, are you getting the same information what we have in F1? Participants, good morning. Welcome to the DevOps course. Thank you. Are you getting the same information? If you read, if you check F1, Are you getting the same content what we have in the source file? The same content is available in your destination file, isn't it? So how can you copy? You can copy files by using the command called copy. Very simple. Mention the source and mention the destination. Exactly, the copy gets created. Yes, Hari. We cannot hear you, Hari. Check your audio settings.
If we want to copy the file to another directory, how it can be done?
You want to create you want to copy it in,
yeah.
You have to mention the complete path in the destination /home/ubuntu/d1 and mention the file where you want the copy to be created. Okay.
Okay. Can you just demonstrate that once?
For example, copy f1 to /home/home with the name f11. Sorry, cp. Okay, so this directory is not having read permission, so that's the reason it is unable to do it. But this is how you can mention the path so that it gets created. Hari, okay? Got it? Yes, Kingsley.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. My question is, how do you populate an empty file in a directory?
How do we populate?
Yes, an empty file in a directory.
Identify. Please repeat your question.
I said, how do you populate an empty file in a directory?
Okay, got it. How do you populate it, or how do you write the contents into the file, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
You can do that by using the editor. Okay, so let's say right now this file is empty, right? F3, I think. This file is not having any content. You want to populate the content into this particular file, Kingsley. So we have an editor called VI, stands for Visual Editor. So using this editor, we can write the contents into the file. We'll be seeing that in the coming class. Okay, Kingsley?
Oh.
Perfect. Okay. So please do hands-on, perfect whatever we have learned. And in tomorrow's session, we will be dealing with permissions, very, very important topic of Linux. Permissions. Okay, so files will have permissions, isn't it? So these are read, write, execute. We have not discussed about permissions. We will discuss about permissions. There are 3 types of users: owner, group, and others. We'll discuss about these permissions. We'll discuss about how can we change the permissions. Okay, if time permits, we'll discuss about 2 ways of changing the permissions. One is numerical notation as well as alphabetical notation. Okay, so this is all our plan for tomorrow's session. Please complete the payment formalities if you're determined to continue. You can anyways welcome to join tomorrow, but if you have decided, please complete the payment formalities, because I think tomorrow will be the last demo session, and then from the day after tomorrow, I'm not sure, but the meeting link will be changed. And please complete the payment formalities in case if your decision to enroll for the course. If you want to make the payment, I hope you know the website. It is logicalabstract.com. Go to upcoming batches. And this is our batch, Aws Devops, which we have started yesterday, 21st, day before yesterday. And here you have an option called buy now. You can make the payment if you're from India. You can make the payment using Google Pay or Phone Pay. You can buy now for the course, and then you can check out, log in with your Gmail account, and proceed with the registration process so that you can enroll and get started. Pranav.
Hello.
Pranav, yes, Pranav.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You can create the same directory or same name with same file name or directory.
No, it's not possible. It should be unique.
The file name or directory name should be unique. The file name also not made to the directory.
Correct. It should be unique.
Okay, sir. That's the
Yes, Priyanka.
So creating a hidden directory also we can create now, like using mkdir dot. If we give any directory name, so it will
Yes,
create.
it creates a hidden directory. We have learned it, right? We have created hidden
Huh.
directory also. Okay. Only
Yes.
thing it should start with dot.
Okay, then. Thank you, sir. Got it.
Bhargav.
Can we copy the contents of the hidden file to another file as well?
Yeah, you can do that. No problem. Try. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all, my dear friends. This is our plan for today. See tomorrow where we'll get started with dealing with permissions, which is very, very important. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good time.